Hello everyone and welcome back to the X-Ring. So we're out here at the range today and I have something brand new, unfired, in the box, and we're going to review it. Now, you guys know me for mostly bolt gun stuff, but I have a really this love affair with gas guns. And my history goes back, I mean, the very first SR-25 I ever held was in 1993. Had a chance to shoot it. Nobody knew what a SAS was, a semi-automatic sniper rifle. There was none of that stuff. The M24 were still around. And we recently picked up a deployment kit, the M110. There's only 110 made. The M110 is done. I'll show you pictures of it here. It's number 76 out of 110. That's a $30,000 deployment kit. And that's not going to fit most people's budget. I think they're bringing like $56,000 now, and they've been out for a couple of weeks. So PSA, Palmetto State Armory, is just right down the street from me. Not even an hour. And I've known those guys for a long time, but I really haven't put a lot of their products on the channel. So I'm going to do a comparison, and kind of like Zach did with Mountains Mullets, I've talked to Zach about it. I contacted the guys at PSA and I said, you know what, I'd like to get one of the Billet Sabre AR-10s. And like I said, this is brand new. The only thing I did was I punched the bore out and that was it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to review it today. I've got a couple of different types of ammunition, everything from Black Hills to some prime ammo to some Federal, and then we're going to put an Optic on it. Now the Optic I have is actually a real treat because this is an Optic that I've had laying around. This is a true government contract. This is the Leupold. This is the M2 LRT. It's a 3.5 to 10. And it's got the illumination and all that. It actually has the authentic Knights Armament mount on here. And so it's a 10 power, because back in those days, guys, 10 power was all you really needed. I mean, even the Marine Corps sniper scopes only had 10 power. So it's going to be period correct, kind of, for an M110 or SR-25 back in those days. Now this does have the Leupold, the TMR reticle, elevation, and MOA. Because that's what they did back then. They didn't know any better, and so you mixed kind of mils and MOAs, and it's just what it is. It does have a BDC, so what we're going to do is I'm going to get this zeroed at 100 yards. We'll see some groups. We'll see how the Sabre actually does. If it does about 2 minutes, I'm happy with that. I'm not expecting, this thing to be a half or 3/4 minute gun, although I might be surprised. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over how it ships. Basically, it comes in this really nice Savior bag. Price point on this is $1,500. You can get it for $14.99. Now, you can get the forged setup instead of the billet for a little bit cheaper, for about $12.99 or so. But basically, starting at the back, you have this A1 style buttstock. Now, it doesn't have the adjustable length of pull like you do on an M10, and the adjustment here on the back side, it is what it is. I wanted it to be as close to the M110 as possible. Working your way up, it does have the Sabre grip. It does have the Radian 45 90-degree safety. And on the charging handle, this is also the Radian Raptor LT. So you're getting some good quality parts here. It also ships with 3 Cerakote magazines. We'll see how they run. Like I said, I've never shot it. Still got all the tags on it. And it does have a DLC trigger in here. They don't say who the manufacturer is, but it has a great fit and finish to it. It is ambi as far as the bolt release. You've got a right side bolt release. You've got a hard chrome bolt in the AR-10. It's a 12.5-inch handguard. Comes with the handguard rails. Guys, I've done nothing but take this out of the box. Comes with the Magpul bipod, as well as a pinned adjustable gas block. This is a 20-inch barrel. This is going to be the 1 in 10 308. I wanted it in 308, not 6.5, so we have a direct comparison, and their own style muzzle brake. Now, when I do the comparison, I'm actually going to throw a Knights suppressor on here with the Knights attachment. So, without making you guys wait any longer, let's go ahead and get to shooting this and see how it does on paper. All right, so first things first, we do have to mount this scope on here. Typically on an AR, guys, I like the back of the ocular almost even with the charging handle. Typically, that's going to give you enough eye relief. That's why you typically have a cantilever style mount on an AR. This isn't a mounting video. I'm just walking you through the steps just real quick. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on, get it torqued to the proper torque. Once I do that, make sure you always slide your optic forwards. That way it's working and helping you against the recoil lug there. Once we do this, I'm going to bore sight it. I'm going to spare all the details on that. I'm going to bore sight it. I'm going to get it on paper at 100. Once we do that, we will start shooting a slew of ammunition. I've got everything now. This scope is actually set up and made for the M118 LR, if you know what this is. Basically, it was 175 grain military ammo that kind of replaced the M852. You had M118 as well. But I've got some XM80. I've got some Black Hills, I've got some Prime, I've got some Federal 175. We'll see what happens. Like I said, if it holds about 2 minutes, I'll be happy. All right, so I mounted up the Optic. I kind of bore sighted it with my eyeball. We should be pretty close to getting on paper, not sure. I'm not gonna have the resolution with this 10 power scope, but it looks like it's gonna hit paper. Now guys, this thing ships with 3 magazines. I'm gonna test all 3 during this process, but for now, we're just gonna use this one that was in it when I got it. We've got some gold medal 168, and let's see if we can get it on paper. How hokey is that? I didn't even cut the zip ties or anything on it, but that's okay. All right. All right, well it feeds. I know the bore is clean because I had already cleaned it. We're gonna go for center of the paper. Guys, we're gonna go hot. Go hot. All right, so we'll go center of the paper and then we'll see where it ends up. All right, so windage is actually good. This is where it gets a little hokey because if you measure, because it's a TMR reticle, I'm exactly 2 mils low. Well, if you have to do the math, now you're an MOA up top. So that's where the discombobulation happened, because for years, I mean, even as a sniper myself, I was taught we had MOAs, but we had mil-dot reticles. It's like you weren't speaking the same language. You know, if this was mils up top, it'd be easy just to click it up and we're good to go. So based on that, what I can do is, let's see, we're 8, 9, 10. So because this is a half-minute adjustment, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up I'll go up 7, and it was first round out of it, so I'm not going to adjust windage or anything else. You guys should see that on the camera. It's at 6 o'clock. Let me go ahead and finish this. And my ejection pattern was somewhere around 2 o'clock, so we might be a little bit overgassed, and that's fine because I can adjust the gas block. So here we go. All right, not seeing where that, okay, I see it now. So we did come up half the distance because it's half. So let's do that again. And we're gonna go, I think 1 left might do it. And we're gonna go center, here we go. All right, so we are almost perfectly in the bullseye. I could probably come up a minute, or a half minute rather, and that should put us pretty close. It's just a hair right, but once again, I don't know anything right now. The other thing I want to do is I have 1 more round left. If I want this to shoot softer, it's a 308, it's not killing me or anything else, but we have an adjustable gas block, and I know that I'm at the 2 o'clock position. It's pretty easy. Horizontal is wide open, and vertical is going to be cut off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way cut off, and I'm going to back it off maybe, you know what, we'll go 45 there. So counting, it's 1, 2, 3. We'll go 3. We'll see if we get bolt hold. And I've seen this actually change point of impact as well. Here we go, dead center, last round. All right, so elevation is good, but she's a hair right from what I can tell on this 10X. Yeah, we need to go left. At least 1 more. So let me go ahead and check the camera on that. All right, so we know that we're pretty close to being 0. I haven't zeroed my turrets out, but I know that that gas is still good because we got last round bolt hold. Let's make sure we're not on a fake bolt hold, because you can get that too, where it catches up in between the bolt face and the carrier. But so good so far, right? Isn't that what I always say? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna continue on, and I don't wanna get this barrel like crazy hot, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 5 shot groups so we get a good representation. I am shooting Federal Gold Medal 168. Okay, this is not the 175, the 168. We are going to go for the top left diamond at 100 yards. All right, video's recording. Remember, I don't have the best resolution because I only have 10X, but it's good enough. Here we go. Ejection pattern 3 o'clock.
All right, so I said I would be happy with 2 minutes. Even on this 10X, it looks like we're gonna hold inside of 2 minutes. It'll actually be less than that, just slightly. But man, I'm impressed. Now what it's time to do is go ahead and zero this out. And let's see, I don't know if we can do it, but let's see if we can run these steels out shooting some 175. Once I get that zeroed, I'm gonna try some different ammo once this cools off. Like I said, I'm not gonna get this thing crazy hot. It does have a pretty thick barrel under the handguard. It's also fluted. So guys, just think $1,500 and I'm getting something that it's actually got some really nice stuff on it. You got the bipod, you got 3 mags. Yeah, you're gonna have to buy your optic, but man, there's some great optics out there for a good price nowadays. So what we're gonna do is let's go ahead and resume. Let's go ahead and shoot some prime 168 before we jump to like M80 ball. Guys, let's look at this rifle for what it is. You know what? I didn't even wait. I'm just going to go ahead and load it up. Now, I will tell you beforehand, if we have a malfunction, remember we timed the gas down for the Federal, so there could be an issue. I don't know. You guys are seeing this as I'm shooting it. Feels good. So we're shooting the prime ammunition, top right-hand diamond. Here we go. Uh-oh, what was that? All right, so guys, you can see how bad that group was. This is why it's so important to try different ammunition. I mean, that group is gonna measure like probably 6 MOA, but believe it or not, that's what I've seen with prime out of some rifles. Some rifles absolutely hate it. And you probably don't have prime laying around. They were a big contender back in the day. So I'm not surprised at that at all. What we're gonna do now is let's go ahead and jump to the Federal. This is XM80C, full metal jacket. The zero will be different, guys, because this is a different weight. This is 149 grain as opposed to, and we're starting to get some heat in that barrel too, but you know what? It's okay. It's okay. All right. Let's go bottom left, bottom left. Here we go. XM80. It's right. Now, let's go to some other stuff that can be hit or miss. Right now, we've got some serious heat in this because we got 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, about 20 rounds already, and I really haven't stopped. So, you know what? It's 308. Let's get her hot. So this is the Black Hills Gold. This is the 168 grain tipped Match King. Tipped Match King, here we go. Bottom right, bottom right. Yeah, we're getting enough heat where I'm getting mirage off the barrel, but I think we're still good for the group. Here we go. That's a little bit left, elevation's good.
All right, so after further review, guys, this right here was the first shots out of the barrel. That's 5 shots under 2 minutes. Like I was saying, it was like 1 and some change. And then this, it didn't like it all. Remember, we talked about that stuff. It just did not like that rifle. I can't recall right off the top. This one sprayed as well, but look at this one. That was the 5 shots that we shot. That's under an inch, or right at a minute. So you just got to get the right ammunition, see how it does, and I think you'll be good to go. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and zero the turret out, and then we'll see if we can walk them all the way out to 700 yards. All right, so I'm getting a little bit of assistance on this because I'm going to have someone working the spotting scope for me. What we're going to do is we're going to see how this BDC works out. Guys, I have not shot another round. You've seen every round that's come out of this. I've shot it at 100 yards to zero it, and I just zeroed out the turrets. Now, the way that these scopes worked back in the day, it basically has a BDC turret that will get you close. So we're gonna see if we can get close. If I have to take extra shots, I will, but I'm gonna do it just the way it is right out of the box. And like I said, you guys have seen every single shot coming out of this. I'm gonna do some extras here, so you think you're good over there? All right, so we're going to start this at 100 yards, and we're just going to keep walking our way out. So far, it's performed 100%, and I will have to wait on him to make sure he's confirmed that we're on it, okay? So what we'll do is we'll do safety on, and we'll start at 100.
We're on.
Go. All right, so 100 yards. All right, now we're going to dial all this. We're going to go to 300. So there's a mark on here with a 3. I have not shot at 3. We're going to go to the left one and right one. All right, now we're going to go to 350. There isn't a mark on this, but if I choose somewhere between 3 and 4, I should be pretty much on the money. So it's a small circle at 350, and so just above it. You got a sight?
Yep.
Is it high or low left?
You're a little high. Little high left.
All right, so 350 going in the middle is not going to work that well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just jump to 4. Guys, these things are so small it's hard to see. So 400 yards on this BDC. We'll go 400 off right. Impact. Now we're going to go 500. So let me go 500 on this BDC. We'll go left side. Just high, right?
High.
Impact.
Yep.
Now we're going to go, guys, we're just going to go straight to 6. The other thing too is I'm not shooting a 175 grain bullet, so we're going faster. So on the 600, I'm going to hold a little bit low.
Didn't see it. A little bit high.
No, that was an impact, but it was high, right?
Yep.
Let me do another one. Impact left. So far, you guys saw it, 100 yards. I'm just using a BDC. I've taken really no time to try to get this thing hammering, okay? And what I mean by hammering is getting it dialed in. I'm not doing any holdovers or anything like that. So let me go 700. Let me dial in 7. That's 7 right there. We know we're going to be just a hair high. So here we go. Any sight?
Nope. Nope.
Oh, it's off left and high. Okay,
Yep.
sorry.
Impact.
Yeah, so the beauty of the semi-automatic sniper rifle is if you have someone working with you and you've got enough magnification to see those misses, guys, you can do the follow-up shots just amazingly quick. And like I said, this is a 10 power scope. And it was right out of the box. We haven't had a malfunction. You guys have seen everything. Let's go ahead and do the same thing, 700 yards. Let me see if I can get this hold correct.
Any sight?
Nope.
I'm getting so much mirage now, it's a little tough.
Impact.
All right, so I've got the hold on that now, so you guys can see, and we are getting this thing toasty. It'll be the last 5 rounds. We'll just go 700, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See how many we can get in the air at one time.
All right, here we go. Yeah, it's just ringing it.
This is the AR-10. Remember, you can get it in billet, you can get it in forged, and this one's actually like perfect. And guys, this wasn't hand selected for me or hand picked. I literally talked to the guys at GOA. I said, "Can you get me one sent?" He goes, "Yep, we got them in stock." And so he just had one sent out, came home, saw it, and I said, "Let's take this thing out to the range." All right, I'm having so much fun. We are going to burn through the rest of this M80 ball. Remember, 80 ball is not that accurate of ammunition. I've got 2 rounds in this. We're going to test these other mags out. We've got 5 rounds in each of those. I have not had a malfunction yet. I'm going to go 500, 550, and let's see. We're going to hold somewhere around 2 mils in the reticle. We'll go white IPSC, then blue. Here we go. White IPSC, then blue. Let's go. We're getting this thing smoking hot, smoking. Got it. That's nice. I can think one from that.
So there's no punches.
Guys, I don't know what to say. This PSA has actually been performing flawlessly. No malfunctions. Probably shot close to 100 rounds. This is empty. That's got 1 round left in it. Might as well see. Let's see. So we can do a drop on it and see.
We'll go back to 600 and
so there's no way. But all of that, every single piece of brass you see, because we have to pick up afterwards, that actually came from that rifle with 0 malfunctions whatsoever. So yeah, I am definitely impressed with it. It was a great day at the range. All right, so it's 12 hours later, and I had a great time yesterday goofing off with the PSA. We did 160 rounds without a single failure. There were some other things I forgot to mention. It does have anti-walk pins from the factory. I was able to get it cleaned. I got it decoppered, and the hard chrome bolts, it was just easy to wipe off. So no issues yesterday, but like I said, I didn't do any chronograph readings. I didn't do anything else. And so we're gonna get serious today. We're gonna see how this thing groups. Yesterday, it put down a 0.9 with Black Hills 168, but I do have 175 grain Federal, and then I do have the Hornady. This is the ELD-M. This is the 178 grain Boat Tail Hollow Point. And we've got the 3 mags. We're gonna see how it's going to group. What I've done is I put the Botnia brake on there. I replaced it with something that was gonna be a little less recoil, and then I put a scope on here where I could really bear down on the center of the target. So I've got the burst, the XTR PS, and we've got it zeroed for the Black Hills. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start throwing down some groups, and let's see how it does. All right, so first up is the Black Hills. We're gonna do 5-shot groups on the top left diamond, okay?
And here we go, top left diamond. Make sure everything's level, everything's good, and here we go. First shots, let me make sure the camera's recording. It is. And here we go. All right, so just over a minute with the Black Hills 168. Now we're gonna step up to the 175s, the Federal Gold Medal Match. And we're gonna go top right diamond, top right diamond. Okay, so it does not like that as much. You can see we've got at least 2.5 MOA using that Federal. And we're going to do this in succession. We got it hot yesterday, we're good. Bottom left diamond, bottom left, Hornady. All right, so you can see the first 3 shots, they were pretty close, and the bottom 2 just boom, just knocked them down. That's 15 rounds in succession. It's getting hot, no doubt about it. But like I said, we did that yesterday. Let's see if the heat is affecting this. We'll do 3 shots and we're gonna let it cool. So that'll be 18 shots in a matter of a few, and we'll go bottom right, bottom right. We are starting to get a lot of mirage in the Optic from the heat of the barrel. And here we go. All right, so based on that, it's not bad, but even based on the first group, we probably need to go 1 click right. That'll move it 1/10 of a mil. You know what, we'll go 2/10. So, like I said, 18 rounds. So that puts it at what, 178 rounds, not a single malfunction. It does shoot a lot softer with the Botnia brake, but like I said, this isn't about that. It's just I wanted to shoot a lot of rounds through this, see how it does. I think the accuracy is good enough. Like I said, it's holding about a minute with the Black Hills, which is what it likes. And now what we're gonna do is we'll load up a mag once it cools off, and we'll see if we can walk these targets all the way out, unlike yesterday where we were just goofing off and just hammering. All right, so I'll let the barrel cool down a little bit. We're gonna do very similar to the guys over at 9 Hole Reviews. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start at 250 yards, and we are gonna hit each target twice, all the way out to 700 every 50-yard increments. I'll do 2 shots each. That's 20 rounds. I might have to do a reload, that's fine. Another thing I forgot to mention, this thing has a really nice trigger in it. There's no reason to really upgrade this trigger. It is a 2-stage trigger, but it breaks super clean, super crisp, and it's a light trigger. So it's not a service grade trigger like you would expect on something like this. They've done it upright. So the biggest thing about this is we've really taken the time, the few extra minutes, to get this thing dialed in for the ammunition. Guys, I've done a lot of private trainings where people will fly in and I'll tell them to bring, you know, maybe 200 rounds, and they'll bring 200 rounds, 5 different types, different lots, and it's like, no, it needs to be the same. It doesn't matter, guys. Like yesterday when we shot the M80 ball, that was 3-minute ammo. That's fine. I know what size target we need to hit based on that 3-minute with the weapons platform and the ammunition. But I'd rather it all be the same than stuff be a little bit left, a little bit right, a little high, a little down. When you're chasing velocities and zeros like that, it doesn't work well for long range. So all we did was take an extra 5 minutes, get a speed, get it dialed in. We know our distances, and we will start recording now. So what we'll do is 250 yards, and I think I've got one in the chamber. I do. And we'll start at 250, and we'll do 2 impacts each, working our way out. So let's go 250. All right, here we go. On the circle, 250. Impact, impact. Now what we're going to do is we'll go 300. I'm going to go for the one on the right because I can actually see it better. So we'll go 300 yards. Third IPSC. Easy peasy. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go 350
Dang it, I forgot to move my spotting scope, but you guys heard it. So what I'm gonna do so that you guys can see it, that's what happens when you get in a hurry and you don't have a secondary person. This right here is about 360. 350 is good enough. Here we go, on the orange, third IPSC. All right, let's go to 400, which is a white circle. 400 white circle. All right, white circle, here we go, on level. All right, we'll go 450, that's already in the camera, so I don't need to move that. Third IPSC, white. Just a little high left, I saw that, but we need 2 impacts. All right, let's go 500. And we will go third IPSC, left side. These are not full-size targets, guys. Or I can go circle, it doesn't really matter. All right, so we are at 500. I'll tell you what, we will start with the man. They're both in there. We'll go 1 on the IPSC, 1 on the circle. Ready, and... So a hair low on the circle. Let's get that second impact. All right, that's 500. Now we'll go 550. Let me move the camera so you guys can see it. 550 is there. You know what? I'll get the 6 in the frame as well. Oh, I'm not having to move it. So 550 and 6. And we should be getting kind of low on ammo now, but we're getting close. Here we go. 550. And we'll go 6. And we'll go 7. Let's see. That is 1 round. Let me go ahead and top one off or get ready. So I'll have 1, reload 1 at 700 yards. All right, so here we go. Impact. Impact. So guys, that's what you can expect from a rifle like this. Guys, I wouldn't have any reservations about shooting something like this in a DMR. And truly, guys, this is a DMR type rifle. I could have chosen it in 6.5 Creedmoor ballistically. It would have been a little bit better. Would have shot a little flatter. But when I do compare it with the Knight's M110, I did want to have the same. You got a 20-inch barrel, and it seems to be doing just fine. It's a great setup, but a true DMR is typically going to be in a bigger caliber, not in a 5.56 or a 6 Max or anything like that. I think bang for the buck, guys, and like I said, this has been one of my first reviews for PSA in a long time. I think bang for the buck, it is hard to beat this setup. $1,500, you're ready to go. Guys, just think about if you just bought an upper and a lower AR-10 set, then you had to buy the trigger and you had to buy the barrel and all of that. And think about it, worst case scenario, if I wanted this thing to be an absolute hammer, I could buy me a custom barrel, something like a Krieger or something like that, drop it in here, and chances are that thing's going to start shooting, you know, sub-minute easily, you know. The other thing on the channel, guys, is I don't do hand loads. I hand load a lot, but I don't do hand loads on the channel because there's a lot of people that aren't into hand loading, and I want you to know what you can expect out of a rifle when you get it from the factory with factory ammunition. I couldn't do that without the support of my Patreons.
Appreciate each and every one of you. I try to respond as much as I can to you guys, but like I said, it does help out quite a bit because sometimes I just don't have the ammo and I have to go to like Sportsman's Warehouse and pick it up. So everybody that contributes to the channel, it is greatly appreciated. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, guys, I try to put out the good content. I try to do it at least once a week. Sometimes it's a little tough with all the traveling with work, but I think this is a great bang for the buck. Now, unfortunately, I don't really do affiliates. I haven't tried to set anything up with PSA, so there's no discount codes or anything like that. I just really wanted one of these rifles because I heard so much about them, good and bad. You know, I heard some horror stories about the mags. I can tell you that with over 200 rounds through this rifle in less than 24 hours, because I got this yesterday. Today is Saturday. This is the day of the actual filming. I got it yesterday, being Friday. I've had 0 malfunctions with over 200 rounds through this. The only thing I did was I put the brake on it to make it a little bit more comfortable. Not that it's bad to shoot, but when you do 200 rounds in 24 hours, you can definitely feel it. And why wouldn't I put a brake on here? Because I'm going to be able to see my misses and hits a little more effectively. It was a lot easier than yesterday if it missed, but remember, yesterday I didn't try to dial in anything. I didn't try to get it honed in for one specific type of ammunition. Like I said, I'd rather shoot 3-minute ammo and shoot an entire 200 rounds of that than 5 different brands with 5 different grain weights. It's just tough to do that. So if you're wanting to do long range the right way, spend the extra 5 or 10 minutes, get a velocity, put it in your ballistic computer, and then that way when you're dialing, you know exactly what it is. And while I did take the accurate M110 scope off, think about it, guys, that's antiquated technology. That was a 3.5 to 10. I would have been better off, honestly, shooting my Vortex Razor Gen 3 1 to 10, because at least the mils that I would have dialed would have been good with the mils that were in the reticle. And it's just how far technology's come. But I really wanted to show you guys the capability of the rifle stock out of the box. I've done nothing other than the Botnia today and then changing out the scope. Like I said, I don't think there'd be any problem shooting this thing out to 1,000+ yards. Just don't have the access to that right now. I mean, without going all the way down to Clinton House, which is a big drive for me, I think it's a good value for the buck. I mean, if you wanted to save a little more money, you could always get the cast one or the forged. And the forged, believe it or not, forged is a lot stronger than billet, okay? So if you're looking for the most durable, you might be better off getting the forged, and it's also $200 cheaper at $12.99. But I think PSA has come a long ways. Hopefully I'll start reviewing some of their AK-based rifles and all that. I actually don't own any AKs just because it's really tough to do exactly what I just did with an AK-based platform. While you can do it, I get it, guys. The chances of you getting sub-MOA AKs just off the shelf are few and far between, especially the ammo to go along with it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I actually have to fly out to Wyoming, doing a bunch of work out there. So you guys take care. Hopefully I can get you some video from that. And I do have the release of the new Zeiss products. I'm going to be reviewing all the tripods and the accessories and all of that they've just launched. So you guys take care. I hope you guys have a great weekend, excellent weekend. Spend some time with your family if you can. You guys take care and have a good one. Begin. So on something like this, if you're vertically challenged, I might have to stand on my tippy toes. I can kind of flat foot this, always check level. IPSC on the left, here we go. Impact. Impact. Guys, we're gonna go for the circle to the right of that one. Circle to the right of that. Two misses on the circle. So I'm at an 8 already. That sucks. And down my yardage in. Blue steel. I'm just off right, I believe. And we're gonna go to 550. Go to 600. I should be running close on top if I haven't already ran out. If that's the case, bigger target.